Hello, you're currently listening to WRUW FM 91.1 Cleveland. Welcome to A Different Drum, where the more you love music, the more music you love. I'm your host, Matt Hook. Today I'm joined by Cuban jazz musician Omar Sosa. Thank you for joining me today.
Hello.
Omar is one of my all-time favorite artists with a unique sound that blends world music, Latin jazz, African music, hip-hop, and other genres together. His latest album, Aguas, is a collaboration with violinist and singer Gillian, and it will be released on October 5th. Here's the lead single from the album, De La Habana y Otras Nostalgias.
Se rompen y se pierden en el mar los sueños apegados y en la noche siento eco de tristezas. Huele a Azucena. Desnuda y silenciosa soledad, el viento del mar causa por las calles y ha venido a posarse aquí en mi pecho. Cuando sientas el perfume de mi Habana, nada será igual que antes, cuando el alma entre sollozos te reclama que solo importa el amor y sus matices, como un disparo de besos, de suspiros que se quedan empapados de sudor. Cuando sientas el perfume de mi Habana, nada será igual que antes, cuando el alma se te parta en el instante en que le dices adiós con los ojos empapados. Y aunque todo es imperfecto, nada impide que me quede por adentro con nostalgia de mi Habana. El amor y sus matices, y aunque todo es imperfecto, nada impide que me quede por adentro con nostalgia de mi Habana, de mi Habana. Desnuda y silenciosa soledad, el viento del mar causa por las calles y tú te vas de mí, y tú te vas de aquí.
tell me what inspired that song, De la Sabana y Otras Nostalgias?
Well, this is the first I need to say this project is the collaboration of two generations of Cuban musicians who live outside of the island. Because Gillian Cañizares, she lives in Switzerland, and now I live between United States and Europe, Barcelona, and basically the song Havana is in a way one what I can say to represent the nostalgia of Cuban musicians when they don't have the opportunity often to go to their homeland. So basically, with this song, we try to pay tribute in a way to all the people in this planet that live outside of their country for many reasons. In our case, as Gillian and I, is basically because in a way we love different type of freedom what they propose in Cuba, and actually we love to collaborate and enjoy play with different musicians come from different part of the planet. But definitely this is a song to pay tribute to our homeland, Havana.
And how did you meet Gillian?
Well, it's a funny history because she opened one of my concerts with her band in the south of France. I think 5 years ago, and I was in the backstage. Actually, I was in the dressing room. Yeah, you hear some violin and some beautiful voice. I said, "Well, who plays? It's a recording or something?" And one of my musicians told me, "No, this is the lady play now before us." I went to check her. Yeah, I fell in love with her energy, with the way she approached the Cuban music, the Afro-Cuban music, and her stage presence. And when she finished the concert, I talked to her. I said, "Well, nice to meet you. My name is Omar." And she told me, "Oh, I know you. I said, "Well, but for me it's a pleasure to meet you. I hope one day we can do something together because I think we have basically the same language of absorb all the traditions. It's come outside of our let's say way of played Cuban music. She incorporated a lot of traditions, come from Africa, come from Middle East, and she said, "Well, I'm ready." 3 weeks later, I called her. I said, "Okay, you want to go to the studio?" And we went to the studio, and I need to say this record was recorded 3.5 years ago, man. And now was the moment to put the record out because she have a different project and I have a different project, and finally our schedules come together, and we got the opportunity to put this record out, and we both really happy with the result because it's like we say, it's a contemplative music, like we say all the time. It's not a demonstrative music because mostly the time when you hear about Cuban music, it's like a muscle music, like everything need to be in a way, up tempo. If you can handle it this, but we decide to present more the contemplative side of our tradition, but always with the Afro-Cuban roots underneath.
Like a more like subdued kind of Afro-Cuban music than what that kind of style is associated with, especially in the States.
Well, Afro-Cuban music is the backbone of my life, not only my music. I'm a religion person. I'm a santero. I'm a part of the Afro-Cuban, the Lucumí tradition. So for me, everything in a way is related with the connection between the ancestors and our elders. and the legacy, and this is one non-stop work. Every day I do some new resource about how our tradition of right to a point it became kind of popular in the whole world. And in that case, I need to go to Africa, I need to go to Middle East, and our roots come from there, and actually from Europe, because it's a syncretism of all this tradition together, and now it's come out Afro-Cuban tradition and actually Afro-Cuban music.
Wow. So I know you also spent some time in Ecuador in the 90s. Can you talk a bit about how that affected your music?
Well, this is another interesting moment in my life, because I discovered the Pacific Coast music when the boats brought the slaves there, but they never was a slave. They was like we call in Cuba negros libertos, free black men, and I learned this music with them, and the connection with the Afro-Cuban music was really close. So basically, we all come from the same mother, Africa. And when you listen to marimba esmeraldeña and all these kind of currulao, all these rhythms, you can find some relation with the Afro-Cuban tradition. And I have a couple of records, like for example, Bembon is based in the Afro-Ecuadorian tradition, and now this tradition is part of my day-by-day life, because when I play sometimes some patterns of this music come without thinking. So no, it's basically it's another of my tradition too.
Gotcha. And that's mainly in Esmeraldas, right?
Yeah, Esmeralda. But actually, I was living in Quito, but I spent a lot of time in Esmeralda because it's when the black community have a strong force, and actually with the music is stronger because they preserve their tradition. And I was really deep inside with all the masters like Papa Roncon, Rosa Huila, Remberto Escobar Quiñones. He passed away. He's one of the Mamalu, all these kind of deep traditional mom and dad come from that tradition, and I need to say I have the honor to learn with them the tradition. So was a great moment of my life.
Oh, that sounds amazing. How did you get in touch with all these people in that community?
Well, it's simple, man. When you have your road clear, you find the right people in your life. The point is when you have the problem is when you have too many direction. Huh? I want to take this, and in the end, sometimes you have the right people in front of you, and you don't even realize this is the person because you are distracted by another scene. In my life, I have let's say the direction I have is how the African music stay alive in the planet. So in every city I go, and how the African music affects another music, and how another music affects the African tradition. And this is something you're gonna find in every part of the planet. Because all the tradition, in a way, they're a link. Because we are human beings. We are part of this planet. So when you go to China, in the end, you see their tradition have something in common with the African tradition. Maybe not in the music, but in the religion element, like we pay tribute to their to their deity. When I've been to China, I was in a Buddhist temple, and I saw all these kind of big figures, and as soon as I saw one, I relate one with Chango, another with Oshun. Yeah, maybe this is my own dream, but in the end, what I do, I try to find musicians that represent that kind of tradition, and we start talking and sharing our tradition, and always something happen. It's nothing, I don't push nothing. Everything need to come natural. This is the way I try to live my life, my personal life too. When I try to push something, it don't work, because in the end, if it doesn't work, I don't want to feel happy. And the idea in this life is to feel happy. That's it, man.
That's amazing. And your music definitely shows that, because you're so good at bringing so many different musicians from so many parts of the world together on your albums, like with Transparent Water, where you and Psycho Ketcha brought in that one Chinese percussionist. Oh, I'm forgetting.
Chinese, Japanese, Koto. I said again, we are brothers and sisters. Don't matter what kind of religion we practice, don't matter what kind of color of the skin we have, it don't matter what tradition we come from. We are humans. We're human beings, and when you have the opportunity to talk to the people, to sharing your tradition, always something good will happen. Why? Because everything is honest. It's nothing imposed. It's based on what the soul of the musician, or soul of the person that you talk, you sharing your comments or your music is gonna come out. It's nothing complex. It's nothing complicated. It's just enjoy and let the people enjoy what they say, and listen each other and talk to each other and sharing scenes. That's it, my man.
Wow. So out of curiosity, did you visit Guayaquil at all when you were in Ecuador?
Wait, say it again?
Did you visit Guayaquil?
Oh, of course. I live in Ecuador for 3 years, so I play in almost in every city of Ecuador, because at that time I play with a lot of bands. I play with a lot of singer-songwriters. I create my own band with a saxophone player from Germany, but at that time was living there with local musicians. I play with a traditional band. It's called Coral Esmeralda. I play with traditional people from Esmeralda, people from Echota. Echota, this is another region when you have a black community. But it's interesting because this black community, they basically mix their African tradition with the Indian, I say this South American Indian, no?
With the indigenous.
And it's interesting because the music is called la bomba. It's really, really beautiful too. But I was touching by the music of the Pacific Coast, because they have more African instrument like a marimba. Is basically the same thing of the timbila. It's come from Mozambique, from Tanzania.
Oh, wow.
So when I saw these Esmeralda people play the marimba, I certainly tried to do some research. But at that time we don't have Google, we don't have a YouTube, and I talked to people. I went to libraries, and I discovered the connection between the Esmeralda marimba with the Tanzania and Mozambique. And now I study more the Mozambique tradition, because my bass player, the Shildo Tomás Machangela, is from Maputo, Mozambique. And now, everything come together, man. The only thing, you need to have a focus.
So I'm curious, how did you get started playing music?
It's come out. I just listen a lot of music in my house because my father was kind of music addicted. Every Sunday, the whole entire day, we listen LP in vinyls in home. Back in the days, Count Basie, Glenn Miller, Nat King Cole, Cuban a group like Los Amigos, Fran Emilio, Bebo Valdez, all the masters, Peruchin, and one day, I talked to my dad. Hey, Dad, I would like to study music, and he told me, okay, but remember, music needs a discipline. I said, well, let's go. And I study in the cello, but I have some problem with my hands, and they told me, well, you don't have a condition to play cello because your hand is not enough big. And now I see my hand is kind of big, and they proposed me. They told me, okay, if you want to go to the percussion section, you're welcome. I said, okay, perfect. And I need to say thank you to this teacher because based on that, I do what I do today.
So you originally.
This is what I started.
So you started out as a
play music.
Oh, excuse me. You started out as a percussionist?
Yeah. I have a classical degrees. I play marimba, vibe. This is one of the reasons almost in all my records, you always hear a marimba or vibraphone, because this is something I always dream when I was in the school, because my idea was to play vibraphone and marimba, but at that time in Cuba we have only 2 or 3 of this instrument, and I realized, I said, well, if we have only 3 instruments in the whole entire island, I'm never going to play, because this instrument, they are ready from my teacher. And actually my teacher by that time told me, well, I need to say first, I asked to him, hey, how he can make a position for the National Symphony of the opera orchestra. He told me, well, sorry, man, I'm the guy there. You need to wait until I die. So I say, well, with this answer, it's better for me to find another way. And actually, it was piano around everywhere. It was really out of tune, but was there. And I started playing piano a little bit, and now it's too late for me to change. But I always try to give the touch of this kind of period in my life, because it was all my study. I graduated from the National School of Art in Havana as a percussion player, classical percussion player.
So you almost play piano like it's a percussion instrument a lot of the time, though.
Well, yes. The way I approach the piano is like 88 drums, and I don't have the deep piano lessons. I just start studying a little bit when I decide to switch to the piano. But actually, I need to say, by that time, maybe today in Cuba we have a really good music school, really, really good. And in the program, in the school program, you need to choose one complementary instrument. It can be vocals, can be choir, or it can be piano. And I choose piano. And I remember my teacher, I think she passed away, Carmen Enciso. She told me, Omar, you have a condition for the piano. Why you don't study more? Because I need to say, I don't was a good student, but I used to love basically I don't was a good student because I always went out to try to look for different scenes, popular bands, traditional bands, play music, and I forget a little bit of study every day. This is why when I give class, I say, hey guys, one of the important things is have a discipline, because you're going to have better knowledge if you take the opportunity of enjoy the class when the teachers give something to you. And well, now I'm here talking to you, man.
So I'm curious, what's your writing process like when you sit down and like write a song or are working on an album?
Well, there is different things. When I'm working in an album, I need to have a subject. I need to have a one one philosophy behind the record. I don't create a record based in, oh, I wrote this song, I wrote this song, I wrote this song. Everything needs to be together. Everything needs to have philosophy underneath. For example, Transparent Water. The title says Transparent Water. Is everything is relayed in a way to water and how we can approach, or let's say, how we can translate what we feel about transparent water on music. And now with the record with Gillian, ours was basically the same. And actually, in a way, it's a political thing because we don't really think about the important rules of the elements in this planet. We don't care too much about nature. We don't care too much about the planet. And with these two records, we try to tell people, hey guys, through music, let's put attention to one of the most fundamental elements of this planet, the water. We face big problem. Here in California, I'm in California now, it's a big problem with the water. In Germany this year was a big problem with the water. In Africa, I don't want to tell you. In Cuba, I don't want to tell you. In Haiti, in the Caribbean. So we don't think about this. Sometimes when we open, we let the water come. We try with the music to tell the people, hey guys, we need to wake up a little bit. And at the same time, we pay tribute to our Orisha, like Ochun, Yamaya. Ochun is the god of the river, of the transparent water, and Yamaya is the mother of the world, is the sea. And this is the recording process. But when I write music, it basically is a response of some emotional moments of some feelings I have. And mostly the time come the bass line first, and another time come the melody, and another time come everything together. And for me, this is more complicated because when everything comes together, I have a little, my head is like kind of heavy, because I need to, how I can say, I need to divide all what I have in my head in moments and in a process. But I'm at that point of my life, writing music for me is like a healing myself. Actually, was all the time, but now I rely. When I write music, like let's say I have a problem, I have one situation I don't like it, I go to the piano, and the piece come out, and after that, I feel release.
Gotcha. So I wanted to go back to what you were saying earlier about people not paying attention to the natural world. Why do you think that is?
Well, we are. The moment today is all about what visibility you have, because with the new technology, with the Facebook, with Twitter, with Instagram, with all these kind of new way of be together. Sometimes we talk a lot, but sometimes it's kind of it's in the air. It's not really deep, and we don't put attention too much to the reality of we live in the planet. Because let's say some leaders, some politicians, they say, no, we don't have any climate problem. Well, maybe not, but the reality show us we have some problems because there's no water in another part of the planet. And I don't want to start in the economic situation of the planet because this is another conversation. But I think we as artists, we have some possibility and opportunity to let the people know what we feel in a term of why, why, why and how we like the world to be. The world needs to be more balanced. I love community. I love to share and sing with people. And sometimes when I travel a lot, and when I go to some part of the planet, and I see how poor is the people, and 2 days later, I'm in one rich country, like you say, something wrong here. But the only thing I can do is through music tell the people we can be together, we can support each other, in one way or another. But we chose music to tell the people what we think and how we feel about the world. We like to be to have a better world and more equal for every human being. But we do what we do.
Music as the way to kind of unite, because everyone, like, music is something that crosses cultures. Like, I'm sure audiences in different countries react to your music in more or less the same way, right?
Yeah. We play in China, we play in Japan, we play in Africa, we play in South America. And when you're honest, when you say what your soul tell you every second, the people gonna feel it. If the people can like or no, this is another question. You can like or no, but you cannot say this is not honest, this is not truth, this is not real. And this is what we try to do in every concert. Every concert is the first and the last. It's not like, I'm going to do another one. No, it's the first and the last, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be alive tomorrow. I live today. And this is, over all of this year, I need to say, I'm happy with that kind of philosophy. Live the moment. Live today. Give everything in the moment. Try to absorb everything in the moment that you have, because this moment don't going to come anymore. And through music, we try to express this to people. And so far, we need to say we are basically successful if this work fix in that kind of contest.
That's true. And that kind of reminds me a bit of what you were saying about Facebook and Twitter and everything, because that stuff makes it almost impossible to live in the moment, because you always have a way out of the moment.
Yeah, well, you know what? The point is, with Twitter, with Instagram, in a way, it's a fake moment, because it's a moment that people live. But sometimes the people post some photo they already take 3 months before. Or they post a photo they have in the archive. Why? Well, it's visibility. You need to post things on and on and on and on. And the problem is, after 2-3 days or 2 days, everything is gone. It doesn't stay because it's too much information and too fast. And this is why it's important to live the moment. Actually, another thing happened. Some people go to the concert and they don't watch the concert. They watch their iPhone just recording the concert. So, but maybe I'm old school. Well, definitely I'm old school. But I like technology. I love technology. I think it's a development. It's a knowledge. It's a show the knowledge of the humanity. But I vote for this. But at the same time, I vote for grew up in our let's say a spiritual dimension. Mm-hmm. Respect each other, listen each other. I said again, don't matter what kind of tradition we have, don't matter what kind of country we are, don't matter what kind of skin we have, don't matter what kind of social class we are, because this is another conversation. Sometimes you arrive to place, and it don't happen too much to me, but some people they try to dance in a concert, and another people say, hey, stop, we come here to listen. Say, wow, we need to be together and find a consensus between the different characters, between different tradition. I don't know. This is what come out to me now in this conversation.
And can you explain a little bit what you mean when you say spiritual dimension?
Well, spiritual dimension is feel your soul and listen the voices of the spirits and the ancestors. Because we are here because someone was before. Somebody was before. And sometimes, the people, it's good to live the moment. But a lot of emotion we experiment in some moment, they relate with our spiritual dimension, our background. Mm-hmm. This is the way I look life. It's a different way to live life and approach life. But I approach the life in that direction, because sometimes you see people, you say, "Wow, do I know you?" No, maybe you don't know him, but his energy is in tune with your energy. And this answer, or let's say the answer of this, is their spiritual connection is something we cannot touch. They are together. They are in tune. And I love this. And we love this when this is happening in the concerts. And fortunately, it happens mostly every time. And we are so happy with this because it's a message. It's always a message come to your body, and you sharing with people, and the people sharing with you. This is what we do now through the phone, but this is what we do now. You ask me some question, and I feel something, and I tell you. If I prepare something, well, can be another way, but I prefer to be honest and tell you what I feel in the moment. And the same thing we do with the music. We try to be. This is why I love jazz, because jazz as a philosophy is freedom.
Yeah, it's all in the
jazz
moment.
Doesn't have borders as a philosophy, because if you look jazz as a style of music, you have bebop, you have a hard bop, you have a free jazz, you have avant-garde jazz, you have smooth jazz, Latin jazz. But in the end, what is the bottom line? Freedom. You can express whatever comes to you. And that's it, man. This is the way I look life and I approach life. I said again.
Yeah, you're right. With jazz, there's just so many. You can't really be a jazz fan unless you're open-minded, just because there's so many things that are under that umbrella. Like there's even bluegrass jazz bands.
Yeah, this is, for me, this is the big umbrella of this planet. Because you can have jazz rock, jazz funk, jazz blues, but what is jazz? Philosophy. You can use this philosophy as a human being. It means you want to be free. If you want to be free, you're a jazz guy. This is the way I look at the picture. Maybe it sounds funny, but no, this is the way I try to live life every day. And I need to tell you, it's almost impossible. Not impossible to be free, because too many rules in this world.
Can you expand on that a little bit?
Now with the phone, who is free? Does everybody know where you are? Somebody knows. Yeah, I'm here. Maybe you're not here, but they expect it. But if your phone can say where you are. But this is another conversation. Let's stay in the previous song.
Let's stay in the jazz realm a little bit. Speaking of, what advice would you give to young jazz musicians just starting out?
Be free. Listen all the music you can, and travel. Mm-hmm. Travel. And I always say, go to Africa, go to Morocco, travel. Basically travel. But for me, because I defend the African root, because it's one of the more ancient tradition. The advice says listen a lot of music. Another thing, dance class, because when you dance, your sense of rhythm is gonna be more more deep. This is why dance is for me is really important because when you dance, your body's more flexible, and the music it's gonna come out is gonna be more flexible too, more elastic. That's it, elastic. I love dance because it's something it come inside of you and make your sense of rhythm. I say it again, more precise and more more groovy. Like the people in Brazil say borogodó. Borogodó is like a groovy.
I'm curious, why did you single out Morocco as far as countries to visit?
Well, because they have one tradition. It's called Ginawa tradition. I recommend to every musician to listen to this tradition because it's so deep, so profound, and so real. Actually, I say you need to visit Cuba too, Cuba, Brazil. But I say, if you need to travel, Tunisia, Turkish, with the whole entire Africa, because in every country in Africa you have different music, and in one country you can have a lot of different music just in one country. Actually, in one village. So South America is so much music to learn, so much music to listen, so much music to discover. Is one life is not enough to learn. So, and thanks God we have today YouTube. You can travel, virtually you can travel. But it's good when you touch the earth, when you eat the food of the place, when you sharing your energy with the people on the place, because something will stay in your DNA. Why? Because you live something deep, profound, unique, authentic, and that's it. This is, I just tell you the way I live my life. I don't, and I pass this, and if some people want to take this approach, one thing I can say, they're going to have a good moment. It's really joyful moment.
All right, that's great. Thank you so much. I know you said you have a lunch reservation soon, so
yeah.
I don't want to keep...
Yeah, my guy was knocked the door here, and I said, okay, wait in the restaurant. I'm going to be with you. But thank you so much for this opportunity, and peace, love, Yache.
It was a pleasure speaking with you. I loved hearing you talk about Ecuador, because my mom's actually from there. And I haven't visited in years. So
it's good. I mean, I'm sorry for my English, because now my English goes way back and forth, because it's a couple different languages I get to know, but I hope you understand and the people understand everything what I try to say.
It was perfectly fine to me, man. Is there anything else you'd like to say to our listeners before you sign off?
No, enjoy life. It's all about to enjoy life and have a good time. We come to this life to enjoy, and this is one of the more difficult things, but this is one of the goals in this life. Enjoy life, enjoy every moment, and live every moment. Nothing much. Peace and love. Thank you, bro.
All right, thank you so much, Omar. Again, this is an interview of Omar Sosa, jazz musician. His latest album, a collaboration with violinist and singer Gillian Canizares, will be released on October 5th. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Bye-bye, brother.
Bye.
Bye.